It's Quinn and Cantera on PYX106.
1-800-LAW-1010, 1-800-LAW-1010.com.
This is what I imagine. We send a topic idea to Paul Harding of Martin Harding and Mazzotti. He takes a look at it. He deems himself not doing that.
Not doing that.
And then he goes, Chaz, can you go on the radio tomorrow? So here's Chas Farcher to talk strip clubs and not cryptocurrency, but something like that.
Skinflint?
All topics are treated equally and fairly. It's purely based on schedule. I just happen to be a strip club and cryptocurrency expert.
Now, there's a lot of things I need to figure out here, but just to read a little bit from the story. A businessman who supplies currency for strip joint clientele can't be a skinflint on his taxes. I guess the appellate division's third department or an appellate court ruled against John Scarfy, a New Jersey-based owner of Metro Enterprises. He owns machines that sell scrip, an in-house currency used by some topless clubs, and then he takes a cut of it, and he's trying to avoid paying taxes because it's not real currency. Did I say that right, Chaz?
You look like you nailed it.
I think you got it all done. We're all set here. Thanks for having me on.
Well, but why? First of all, we get this other currency. It sounds like there are other clubs that either are owned or not owned by him. It sounds like a real concerted effort to escape taxes by going over state lines and stuff. What are we looking at?
No, I mean, this is a continuation of a 2012 decision. So in 2012, it was Night Moves in Latham that got hit hard, where they tried to avoid taxes on lap dances. And
because it's considered a performance, and those are tax-free, and I actually side with Steve and Dick on that one.
They fought the good fight all the way to the Supreme Court.
I don't think he's wrong.
Yeah.
Well, the Court of Appeals, the highest court in New York State, disagreed with you and the owner of Night Moves in that case, and they found that they weren't an artistic performance, that there was some degree of difference between, say, that and the ballet. But
they should have argued whether
they
should have put a window in that place. That's what they should have gone to the Supreme Court for. Love you, Stephen.
And this is just kind of the next iteration of that decision, which says that the guy who put these ATM machines in a strip club so people can buy in-house currency, maybe so they don't keep track of how much they're spending, or maybe so the house can keep track of how much they're spending. But basically, you convert your money to a Bitcoin, or in this case, a scrip, and you use the scrip to buy the dances. Those machines essentially charge ATM fees and take a cut of the money that's spent. No taxes were paid on that, and the appellate division has ruled, in addition to strip dances, the money in strip clubs is also taxable. That's where we're at currently.
Why, if he's a New Jersey-based owner, why was this handled in a New York court?
Because the venue's New York, because that's where the businesses are and that's where the machines are. So if I live in Jersey but I own a Mr. Sub in New York, I'm paying New York state taxes.
Okay.
In this case, Mr. Scarfy lives in Jersey, but all of his machines are in New York strip clubs.
All right.
So I guess is there any case for him to not pay taxes? Do vendors have to pay the same taxes as a strip club owner?
I think that he's going to have to pay sales tax. He's considered a vendor. His argument was he wasn't a vendor because essentially he was just putting in these ATM machines, these fee machines. But, the tax law is written very favorable to the state and not very favorable to the tax person. So essentially, if you want an exemption, everything's essentially deemed taxable unless you can prove an exemption applies. And it's a pretty tough standard. So for instance, with the 2012 case, they were trying to prove that lap dances were the same as, ballerinas and ballet dances. And in this case, he's trying to prove, look, I'm not a vendor. I'm not selling anything. But the courts have said, well, that's not really true. You're selling currency that's being used in these clubs. And if the dances are taxable, then the currency you sell in the clubs to buy the dances is also taxable.
Well, you sound like a real wet noodle this morning, Chaz.
But I will.
Sorry.
You
know it well for me.
You're so stern, man. Can we...
Listen, as far as the taxes go with cryptocurrency, and I don't know if it's the same thing, but they call cryptocurrency, they only treat it as property. So
I tell you, you're in trouble now. Between Bitcoin going down, this looks bad for the scrip business here. So I don't know about that.
I think it's a select few choice folks using that script currency.
I
don't think it's going to affect a big scale.
What does John Scarfy have to pay the state? A couple million?
$3.8 million was what he was assessed at. That's not including penalties and late fees. So looking at a few $1 million. That's a lot of scrip.
Maybe you'll get an extension.
Call our buddy Steven. He'll give you a good lawyer. They're not the same people. Totally different people, right?
What's that?
The Stephen Dick Jr. and the Scarfy guy.
Oh yeah, they're different.
Yeah.
We remember Stephen's case.
Yeah, absolutely. But they'll meet at the convention in Vegas. But yeah, there you go.
All right,
maybe you need an in-house field trip. Go see how this thing actually works, and let's get back together on it. That's what we need to do.
There's something about a deep dive I don't want to do at those places. You know what I mean? I want to stay surface.
Listen, Cantera and myself, we've been to every place in town, whether we told you about it or not.
That's not true. That's not true. Chas Farcher filling in for Paul Harding from Martin Harding and Mazzotti. Thanks for taking this case, Chas.
Oh, thank you, gentlemen. Thank you, and have a great day.
1-800-LAW-1010, 1-800-LAW-1010.com.
Quinn and Cantera.